Okay, we are recording. So welcome everybody to the meetup group I call Connect, Collaborate, and Create. We come together every other week to be able to share information about what we're doing. Our main focus of this group right now, which could evolve into some other things later on, but right now our main mission is working to bring together people who are interested in helping to solve the homeless crisis that we have in this country. We all know this is being recorded right now during the quarantine period that the world is going through. And we know that the potential for a big surge in homeless issues could happen as we come through this quarantine. So I think now is a very timely time to be working on this, to be talking about this. And I'm really excited that Marshelle has had some breakthroughs in terms of what she's doing to create a collaborative fundraiser. And I think that's such important words for all of us right now, because if we're not collaborating on raising the funds, there's going to be a lot of people asking, and so we want to be able to come together and have a way to do some things together. And that's my purpose for being here today. And we'll go around and just give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves. Tell us what your business is. Make sure that you've got your information in the chat. And again, if you have any way already in your head that you can participate in helping with the fundraising here, let us know what it is. And if not, that's okay. We're not here to worry about that. Hopefully, again, Marshelle has some ideas that we might be able to jump on as well. So since Miss Dory's up in the top of my screen, how about you go ahead and begin, my dear?
Yes, the pressure's on. Okay. Hey, I'm Dory Staley. I own Next Stage Drumming. I am the one and only certified drum therapist in the state of North Carolina. So I help people focus, feel better, and find their joy with drumming. I work with kids and adults of all ages 4 to 100, and kids with special needs, anybody who's in the at-risk population. I just create special beats and rhythms that help them with whatever it is, whatever issues they're going through. I always say, I've got a beat for that. Now this is interactive. I have a lot of gear and I bring it out to my events and my classes and my private sessions. We're both drumming together, so it's not a performance. I'm not drumming for them. We're drumming together and creating some connections and helping them with focusing and stress relief, anxiety, ADHD issues, you name it. I've done it. PTSD, depression, yeah. So it's just something very, very different that I don't think anybody else is doing that the way I do it anyway. And I always bring in a lot of fun and some rock because I'm a rock chick. So you're never too old to rock.
I love it. And I got to imagine with all the homeschooling parents out there right now, you've also been a tutor for kids in the past too, right?
You know, I have on my previous businesses, well, way, way back in the day, probably even before we met, maybe not. Next Stage Educational Services was exactly that. It did a lot of tutoring and consulting. Now, the kids who were like actual homeschoolers didn't need the tutoring, but the parents needed some consulting to create transcripts and get them ready for college. But yeah, today's parents are trying to learn everything on YouTube. I have put it out there, but you know, no nibbles. If they want to drum with me, I can do that too via Zoom. So
There you go. There you go. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. And Marshelle, since you're going to have the floor, we're going to just move on past you for the moment, and we're going to let you have the majority of our time today. So the next on my screen here is Mr. Gregory. Mr. Gregory Sistrunk. Say hello, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to bring my camera on just for a quick second so that you guys can see.
Hard to hear you, sir. Hard to hear you.
You cannot hear me?
Not very well.
You cannot hear me?
No.
Okay. Any better? Can you hear me?
Little bit.
now there's, oh, that's a little bit better. There's loads of static on your end, Gregory. I'm not sure where it's coming from.
Oh, no. Let me see. I got a fan on. Let me turn that off first and see if that helps. I need you guys to hear my husband. Is that any better at all?
Well, I can hear you better than we could. But you're not very loud at all.
Okay. Let me try one more thing here. Second. Okay, is that any better?
A little bit.
I don't know why myself. To you guys. It's okay. I'll go ahead and share a little bit with you guys. What I'll actually do is I'll end up getting on another one of my laptops where it may come a little bit better, and then maybe how about that? Let me get on another laptop, and then we'll give me a chance. But I really want you guys to hear what I have to say.
Okay, we'll try to come back to you later. See if you can get a
Let me go before my chair.
All right, sounds good. We'll come back to you. All right, Miss Kimberly, looks like you're up next. Say hello.
Hello, I'm Kim Catiller. I'm from Princeton, Indiana. One of my passions is health and wellness along with weight management. And my newest endeavor is tapping, and I'm loving that too.
Yes, you absolutely are. And you're getting all in depth and learning about that tapping stuff too. I bet that if somebody wanted to learn about reducing stress through tapping, they might even be able to come to you for some of that.
Yes, I did put my information in there, and hopefully if anyone needs any help, I'll be able to help.
Awesome. Way to go. All right. Well, thank you, Miss Kim. All right. Next up looks like Mr. Chris. Come on and say hello.
Hello, everyone. How are you today? My name is Chris Collins. My company is Housing Our People Everywhere. We've had some unbelievable miracles come forward this week. I have been getting messages and being on conference calls all week long. I've spent 48 hours in the past 4 days on the phone. Really surprised me because my iPhone tells me that. But I want to hear other people talk. I want to hear Marshelle talk, because the things that have been said to us, we're going to need more than 1 minute. So I can't cover it all in 1 minute. It just can't happen. I do want everybody to see my shirt. I don't know if you can or not, but
It's a hope shirt. Yes.
It's a hope shirt. That logo means peace on earth, and it's in our hands. So everybody can go ahead and keep sharing. I'd like to have another time to come back in and actually touch base on what we have in this country, because we have the ability right now to change every community in the next 60 days by the largest manufacturer of steel studs in the country.
Wow. Okay.
So I will cover more about this and things that are going on, but I'll let somebody else talk now.
All right. Sounds good. Miss Patricia.
Hello, everyone. This is Patricia Mal Mosley, and if you're in another state or city, I am in Raleigh, North Carolina. The name of my business is Single Women with Children, which is really single parents, and we empower the parents through different programs, different resources. We work with other businesses and agencies to help them to become a whole person, financially, physically, socially, spiritually, whatever they're missing. If they are willing to become whole, we are willing to help them through not just for our program alone, but through working with other programs. And one of the influx that I'm seeing now, we had some in the beginning, but with more and more are being is toward homelessness. And so going through homelessness is really not only physical, but it's a frame of renewing the mind. And so it's a lot to talk about, like Chris said, but you can't do it in 60 seconds or 30 seconds. So back on now, that's not what I'm saying. It's just a long, hard business.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know you've got a long history of doing great work there in the Raleigh area, Miss Patricia. So we are grateful to have you among us. And I'm hoping and praying that you will be able to be kind of a cornerstone for bringing some of what Mr. Chris is doing into the Raleigh area, because I think what he's able to do with building tiny homes is going to be a remarkable thing.
Yes.
So we look forward to building these relationships even more than we already are. So let's see. All right, I see. Miss Crystal has joined us. Miss Crystal, you want to say hello today? Can't hear.
Yeah, I can for a quick minute. I heard you say that. I just said I was muting my customers, but I'll be back shortly. I did want to let you know I support you guys and I'm here, but I have to come back in a few minutes because I got somebody on the other line, a customer. But I'm definitely going to go back and do the replay and catch up on you guys. But you know I support you, so I had to pop in.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And you have the organization called the Capital City Hope Foundation, right?
That is correct. That is correct. And I definitely will come back and share. And I know you know enough about me that you can share. But I just want to let everybody know that I'm with you and I'm here and I'll come back shortly. Okay.
All right, good deal. Well, we have lots of hope bringers here today, so that's a great thing. Well, and I see Helen. Helen is here, but she says that her microphone is not working. So Helen Bettenhauser actually is out in Oklahoma. So we are spreading this across the country. I just want you all to know we've got people from more and more states who are jumping in and listening in and learning more about what's going on with this group. And I find that to be extremely exciting. And Helen is actually a David Allen Capital representative, and she has put information in here for people to take a look at in terms of davidallencapital.com. And, you know, that company is involved in everything from healthcare co-op to small business loans to equipment leasing, a whole lot of different things. So thank you for putting that information in there, Helen, and thank you for being with us today. I see the next one up looks like John and Tegan Sterling. Say hello, folks.
Good afternoon. I'm Tegan Sterling. I am also known as the crazy lady on a trike. I ride a recumbent tricycle, and the name came about funny. You know how you wake up in the middle of the night, you wake up, you turn over, you go back to sleep. Well, I woke up and that name hit me, and I thought, oh, haha, cute. I turned over and went back to sleep. The next day, it was still there. So I put my art degree to use, and I made my own logo.
I love it.
I'm an elite personal trainer. I specialize in exercise therapy and exercise nutrition. I am with Longevity. I also have a site with Palladium Labs, and I will put all that information into my link.
Awesome. Great. And you guys are up in the Princeton, Indiana area as well. So thank you for being here.
All righty.
All right. And what do we got here? I see Miss Darlene is here. Miss Darlene, you want to say hello?
Well, I guess so. If I can talk, I am choking just a tad bit this morning. I have allergies, and of course, you know, when I get around things I'm a little bit allergic to, it kind of acts up a little bit. So awesome. So I will do my best. Okay, I am in Southern Indiana also. Tegan and John live in the little house that's on our property here out in the country. And of course, Kim, who's here also, is part of our project. She helps with the houses in town for the homeless shelters. And so we are building a lot of things here in Southern Indiana that we are a part of. So Shay and Don came here to Southern Indiana and got to know us. And Shay and I goes all the way back to many, many eons ago, and she reached out as the connector, reconnecting. So this is one big happy group of people. Rick is one of the people from the very longest, and I've got one of his books laying here that's been being used for many years with our programs. We do the Addiction Zapper program. We do the Jail to Jobs program. We do ending the homeless problem, of course, and that's done by teaching people prosperity. So, and learning the skills to be able to take care of their home when they get a home or an apartment. So we teach all the life skills. So we just don't take them off the streets and not give them the life skills that they need to not be back out on the streets. So we've been doing this for many, many years. My husband and I started our programs back in the 1970s. And so we have been at this for a long time. And we have a lot of success stories that someday we'll get around to writing all them success stories. And that's what I'm doing now as I'm starting my legacy dreams time is I'm learning how to do legacy leadership of what do you want to be known for when you leave this planet? What is the memories you're leaving? My mother's favorite saying, one of them was, you know, when it's all said and done, the only thing we have left are our memories. So make good ones. So now I have a grandson that just called me on the phone, so I need to take that call. And so back to you. I will put my information in. I will put my information in when I get a chance here.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. Rick Mabe, you made it. Please say hello to everybody. Tell us about your brand of hope.
Hello, everybody. Rick Mabe here. Yeah, I am still working for a living to some degree, and meaning that I'm working in the economy that we all know we want to depart from at some point is what I mean to say. But my brand of hope is, of course, honesty, omnipotence, pure love, and essence. And I've been working with these folks for a long time, on and off, in and out. And there is no doubt that we have all started to come together again in more profound ways, I think, than ever. And as we've been starting to develop our individual brands, we're beginning to develop into a solid brand among our team members together, I think. And as Sheehan has been helping me to understand, is that getting united in a common front to bring people together to solve this thing we've got in front of us, this overcoming mysticism, this trying to get us together into a grassroots effort is so important to get us where we need to be. My vision is Paradise City, and you'll hear me talk about that all the time. That's what I'm about. That's what my project is about. That's what my website's about, livinghopeinstitute.org. That's where you can go and learn about what my project is. As we're leading up to building the first institute, we also are helping people who feed themselves, warm themselves, and so forth with blankets and coats and whatever we have that we can give to people when we see them in need. Livinghopeinstitute.org is where I'm at. And I just want to say that there's a core group of people that are on this call right now that have been together for almost a decade or longer. And we all do have a common vision and a common love for each other and where we feel like we need to be. So I really feel like that we all need to share. I am in the process of working with Marshelle to do the button thing, the keychain deal. I'm trying to learn more about that. I still have to get with Darlene, and I want to learn more about the Ideal Network things she talked about last time, and get back with some more stuff that Sheehan's talking about too, to get this massive marketing together to do these alliances. You know, for some of you that haven't known me, or that those of you do know me, when I first started doing NeoThink back a long time ago, I was tapped to be the business alliance leader for the entire national movement. And it was one of the greatest things I ever took on. And if there's one thing that I do know, it's that building alliances with people across our country is what's going to bring this thing together. So I just want to say that I am bringing myself back into the fold. I want you to know that I'm very honored to be able to have been asked to come back in and work with you all again. So livinghopeinstitute.org. If you want a copy of my book and workbook, I'm using that as an effort to put funds into the Living Hope Institute Incorporated, to start putting the funds forward to buy a farm place to help people. I want people to come to that place and start doing their stuff to be self-sufficient individual lives. That's what this is about. So livinghopeinstitute.org. You can see my videos, you can see my books. I do a divine triangle from numerology. I do that. There's a whole lot of things you can learn on there. There's a whole lot of things we can do together. So let's get together and keep moving on. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. And make sure that you put your information in the chat box. Put your Living Hope Institute website in there. And if there's anything else that you want to put in there too, your name, your phone number, your email, whatever. So we want to make sure everybody gets their information into the chat. And I know we still got people popping on here, so make sure your information is in the chat box. We need that to happen.
Got it.
All right, and then let's see, Gregory, did you manage to get your technology situation straightened out? Are you back with us here? Can we hear you yet?
Give me one more second. I almost got it up, and then I'll be able to talk. One more second.
Yeah, boy, it's really hard to hear you. There's something about that microphone that doesn't sound too good. All right, and I think I saw one other person. I have no idea who it is. All I see are numbers on the screen. It says 581421. If that's you, we'd love to say hello if you're willing to unmute yourself. All right. 581421 is all I see on the screen, but you're unmuted if you want to say hello.
Well, hello, Mrs. Cheyenne and the group. My name is Yolanda. I'm from Radio and TV Entertainment, AM, FM, podcast show, and that is connected to Radio and TV Entertainment, Next INC, which is we are a broadcast media company, and we, what we like to do, we like to help people that are wanting to build bridges and develop in different types of revenue in entertainment, so that they can supply themselves and develop themselves, when it comes to learning different types of streams of income within the entertainment industry, to kind of build their economical system a little bit better. And in line with that, chose to actually align myself with Miss Woody as well, because I really love her long-term and long-time development fundraising that she's doing in lieu of the comedy movement, which is the comedy festival. And I really like what she's doing because it's going to supply a lot of long-term assistance to help in homelessness. And so I just wanted to say that and mention that within the group. Hello, everyone.
Well, thank you for being here, Yolanda. I know I've heard Marshelle speak very highly of you. She seems to be very appreciative of all the things that you're working on to try to help her. So thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Last shot, Mr. Gregory. Can we hear you yet? Yeah, technical difficulties are never any fun. We know this. I think he's still struggling there. So we'll hope and pray that he can get it together where we can be able to hear him, because I was actually very impressed when I spoke to Gregory the other day. We spent a good amount of time on the phone, and he definitely has a passion for helping to end homelessness. He's got a mission he's working on, trying to integrate his business with ways to help raise funds for causes like this. And who knows, perhaps by the end of all of this, he'll be able to have some technology where we can hear him a little bit better. But what I'm going to do right now, and we'll come back to Chris at the end of this too, because I want him to have a few more minutes to share what's going on. You know, Chris has the ability to recycle metal to turn it into tiny homes, and to be able to do it, creating jobs for people and being able to create these homes at a much lower price than what we would normally expect when you're building any kind of home. So we'll definitely give Chris some more time at the end as well. But for the moment, I would like to turn this over to Miss Marshelle, and please introduce yourselves and tell us about your comedy festival and what you're doing online. And if there is a web page somewhere that I could share to be able to help you in your explanation, let me know that too, and I'll see if I can pull it up.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining. I'll put the link to my website in the chat here. That way everybody can go and do their own research. And I type slow, you guys. Midwest Show Me Funny Entertainment.com. I wish I had done that before I started talking, but I am so excited with everything that I have to share. And for all of those on the meeting here, if you haven't sent me a design that I can make you some of my sample buttons, keychains, and magnets for the Keychain for Keys campaign, please do so, because I really want to show everyone the products, and you can use them to fundraise for yourself, and maybe give your customers one of your items for supporting your business. Basically, I'm trying to show people how you can put your brand in someone's hand and have them to remember you for what you do. Okay, I just put the link in the chat group. Basically, what I'm doing, because I'm a comedian and I'm connected to a lot of well-known comedians, I am. Let me see if I can make myself a little bigger on this screen here. I think I did it. But anyway, I'm organizing an online comedy festival. I'm doing the preliminary rounds of the comedy festival to include up to at least 6 people on the screen. So there will be a comedian, a DJ, a host. There will be a nonprofit organization that will be the beneficiary of that show. Then there will be the advertisers or sponsor as well. And then we'll have a special invited guest to come in and talk or sing or rap for no more than 5 to 10 minutes. So that'll be like our intermission for what we're doing. So when people donate through the platform, and we will be streaming on multiple platforms. So I've already paid for what's called StreamYard. I've shared an example of it in the Community Collaboratives group from a gentleman by the name of Paul Branson. Connected with him on it. He's a well-known personality in speaking, hosting TV events, and things of that nature. Also, I shared another video that he did this morning that had a similar platform to what I'm actually introducing to the group of us. When I put this event together, there will be a direct link to online voting for the contestants. There will be a link to donate or support anyone that's a part of the meeting. So that means if somebody want to tip the DJ, they can tip the DJ. If they want to support the comedian, they can support the comedian. If they want to support the nonprofit organization, they can support the nonprofit organization. And what I'll get out of the event is money that will help me cover the cost of the main event, which is the rental of our Dome Stadium and 2-day rental of our convention center, which is connected to the Dome Stadium here in St. Louis. We will have 3 days of entertainment. The cost of renting that venue is going to be pretty pricey, But if I get a partnership with a nonprofit, that cuts a lot of that cost pretty much in half. I've already talked to Chris about this. So if we join a partnership, as I reinstate my nonprofit organization, Operation End Homeless Mission, which is what I'm working on doing now, that gives us even more leverage to bring more sponsors in. So what I'm currently doing now is revamping my proposal to include the online event, the live event, and possibly a what's called hybrid event, where we will be able to stream the event, the main event live. So I've had meetings with companies like Glacier. They are a company that can not only provide the live stream, but they can also provide the voting and do like just all of the bells and whistles that come with a lot of this online events that you're actually seeing, even the ones you're seeing on television from TV shows like The Talk. You're seeing a lot of the entertainers coming together doing entertainment events where you're watching multiple people in a screen performing. So this is what I'm preparing for with this online comedy festival, but it's a comedy festival / fundraiser. So while we're entertaining and we're adding our information about what we're doing and how we're coming together to collaborate, this is a perfect opportunity for us in the Community Collaboratives group to collaborate on something. So with the items that I make and have been sending out to the individuals in the group, and some people that you probably don't even know, some famous people I've sent my items to, have now become a part of the Key Change for Keys campaign. So I basically introduced them, and now they're part of our connection. Once I send these items out and you have them in your hand, you'll be able to say, hey, in a conversation, hey, this is what I do. If you like to support, I would love to give you one of my keychains for the Key Change for Keys campaign. And right then, somebody can donate to you. They can donate to you on your website. They can give you cash in your hand. If you have Cash App, which a lot of people have Cash App at this time, they can send you direct money straight to your account. So I just wanted to, give everyone an opportunity to see what I'm doing as far as the fundraising part of me as a member of the Community Collaboratives. I'm doing all I can to bring those on my team to help me in my efforts for the fundraising part to help all of us. So I'm glad Chris, is Chris still here? Chris still with us?
I believe so.
I'm still here.
Okay. Well, I added in the group this morning I'm sorry to get myself a little clearer on the screen, a link to a company that sells cheap rural land. Yolanda and I had a conference call with them this morning. I actually by chance got on this call. The Spirit moved me to call Yolanda, and it was right at the moment when she was talking to a young lady about this cheap rural land, and what they're offering is people to buy this property for as little as a couple of $100 down and a couple of $100 closing costs and a very low payment for your mortgage payment. They're doing something like a similar to a deed of trust. Chris, I know you were pretty familiar with that background. You have a background in knowing this knowledge of land and knowing, things about that, because if you can take time out to check that out, I think that would be really good for the group, and it may give you an opportunity to find some property to build some houses on. But I posted it in the Community Collaboratives group.
Cool.
As soon as you all get a chance, check out the post that I posted. When you all receive your buttons, keychains, and magnets, I asked if you maybe post a picture of them and make a post about it, share your information, and add the hashtags keychains for Keys campaign and End Homeless Mission, or whatever you want to add to that. It brings us all together through our hashtag. So that's just one way to market us as a collaboration of individuals across the country. So if anyone has any questions for me, please ask away. I'm doing all I can to update the website and find more people to help me plan this event out. I'm not trying to do all of this work myself. I'm looking for any help that I can get as far as helping find sponsors. If you want to help me with revising the proposal, if you know anything about online events, that would be helpful, because I do have the platform to submit the application and the proposal to sponsor my event. That's a really cool website. I also posted that in the group for anyone who wants to check it out that may want to get funding for their own event. So if anyone has any question, ask away.
Well, so Marshelle, I just want to try to get a little bit more clarity, and I know some of this is being reworked as we speak.
Does
but
anyone have any questions?
We know that everybody here is interested in, ending the whole homelessness thing, and we've got quite a number of nonprofits that are represented here. So what specifically does a nonprofit have to do to engage with you where they might be able to receive some of the funds that come through this?
Okay, once we all agree to actually, partner in this venture, we can submit an agreement. I am personally telling everyone that is helping me in this endeavor, I'm sharing these funds with everyone who helps. So it's basically, if you are a nonprofit organization and you can help in any way, if you can help with covering the cost of anything. I've already paid for the online streaming service for the month. Yolanda and I was trying out one of them this morning, and we looked into other streaming services that will bring us over I think like up to 30 platforms that we can reach. So that's thousands and thousands of people that we'll have access to. And just think about all the people all of us know. On two of my Facebook pages, I'm connected to 5,000 people. So that's 10 grand. I'm saying not 10 grand, but 10,000 people alone. If we stream through LinkedIn, that's another 10,000 plus that we'll have access to. Twitter, Instagram. So just think about the numbers that you have connected to you, that any of these people can support your cause while we're all coming together. So if you want to basically be a part of the Key Chase for Keys campaign, I've already, like I said, sent out some samples. And if anyone want me to send them some samples, I'm kind of like getting kind of close on my budget with sending out, making them, purchasing the supplies, mailing them out. It's getting kind of point was to do what I needed to do to get them in the hands of at least, 10 or 15 people, so that they can see how we all can help each other raise some funds for our missions and business. So if you want to support, if you're able to at least cover the cost of shipping and some of my drive time, that would be great. Sending $15, $20 to $25 will be great to keep me going in my efforts for the key change, key campaigns, and it will help me cover costs of paying for the platforms, paying for the page, for putting the event on the Sponsor My Event website, and paying for the services, for the streaming, the voting, and all of that, because we're going to have access to thousands and thousands of people through our connections.
Cool deal. Cool deal. And the other
Does
thing,
anyone else have any other questions? Because I'm going to keep posting as often as I can in the group. If I get information, I'll post the information in the group.
that sounds awesome. The other thing I wanted you to address, though, is
Go to the chat. Any questions in there?
Marshelle, can you hear
I
me?
see most of you all put your information in there to connect with you all. I have to try to come back and read all of this, but let me post my phone number in there in the group, in the chat, and anyone can call me directly. I'm always posting my phone number because that is the best way for me to communicate with everyone. But I really hope everyone checks out that post that I posted this morning, Cheap Rural Land. Definitely check it out.
Okay, sounds good. The other thing, I'm hoping you can hear me, Marshelle,
Can
because
you
you're
hear me?
breaking up a little bit. What I
Can
want,
you hear me, Cheyenne?
I can hear you. I hope you can hear me.
You're fading in and out, but I can hear you now.
All right. Well, you're fading too. But wanted to find out how are you handling business sponsorships? I know that for this online event, you can do a wide
Okay,
variety
can you
of
hear me now?
Yeah, not very well.
Okay, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Yes.
All right. I'm trying to get you to tell us about business sponsorships for your online event. I can't hear you.
Well, I can say that through the that's basically what I'm breaking down okay. Okay, can you hear me if I take off the video?
Yes, I can hear you much better.
Okay, hopefully I'm still there. Okay, through the online platform, Sponsor My Event, I'm submitting my proposal and a sponsorship deck to attract sponsors. And the fact I'm in multiple business groups, I'll be reaching out to a lot of the businesses to offer advertisement for the event. And through the items that I have, and I'm also looking to partner with someone that makes t-shirts for that opportunity to advertise our sponsors. Also, I am offering some future opportunities for the sponsors for being a part of those projects as well. But this is why I'm looking for those who may be interested in helping with the revisal of the proposal. Can you all still hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. So I've talked to Sponsor My Event, one of the representatives the other day, and he gave me some really cool pointers, and he has already reached out to a company that is interested in sponsoring. So I have to get all of the information onto the Sponsor My Event website so that they can look over my proposal, my sponsorship deck, and see how they would be a benefit as a potential sponsor. So I'm asking the comedians to do clean comedy, and they're only going to get like about 5 minutes to perform some comedy. And I'm asking them to do clean comedy or TV ready comedy so that we can attract even more people, because we don't really want it to be
the type of event that would, a live event will actually bring people who actually want to come to the event. So on the live stream, we'll have people that'll pop in or pop out. So on the screen, we'll offer for the sponsors or advertisers something that will be an interest to the audience. So this is why I'm asking even though the for-profit group members to to, you know, send me their information, and I can, you know, send you my proposal if you're interested in either being a sponsor or just simply advertising.
Or
advertising at an online event is not really that expensive.
Right, or helping you to find sponsors. You're willing to share in the funds with people who help you to find the sponsors and advertisers too, right?
Exactly. I have been looking for people who could take that hat off my head. I've talked to some different companies that was interested in doing it. It's no different than paying someone for their referral services. It's through some of these companies, they are doing the search for sponsors and getting a percentage. Once that sponsor agrees to be a sponsor, then that person will get a percentage. I mean, that could be some nice fees if we are getting corporate sponsors. Because we have corporate sponsors will say, hey, well, you have a connection to this person or that person. And many of these well-known comedians, I can pick up the phone and call them. But if I don't have the money to pay them for their time, then, you know, they're not going to come. But if you have nonprofits that might be willing to say, hey, would you like to do it for a tax credit? You know, you have a lot of well-known people that do events for tax credits. So it's a lot of ways we all can bring something to the table to help pull off this event. And the fact that doing this online comedy festival in this way has never been done before, especially if we're asking the viewers to support who they want to support during this event. And we're all fundraising to cover the cost of the bigger event, because that's going to give us even more opportunity to raise money, because we'll have access to 100,000 square feet of space that will allow us to bring over 400 vendors into the convention center. And then the Dome event, we can raise millions and share that money with all of the nonprofit organizations and businesses that are collaborating together here.
Absolutely.
Well, there's a will, there's a way. And I've been willing to do this way for over 10 years now.
You are one of the most persistent ladies I've ever met. I know Rick had his hand raised. So Rick, what was your question for Marshelle?
Well, I'm glad I joined the call this afternoon. It's becoming more clear to me now what Marshelle is looking for and what I might be able to help with. I would like to take a look at your proposal, Marshelle.
Yes, I actually sent everything to Shan a while ago, and I invited them to share it with whomever was interested. I sent the term sheet from Explore St. Louis. I sent information about the floor plans for the layout of the vendors, the floor plan for the layout for the stage in the comedy for the Guinness World Record attempt. I've already have an approved proposal to do the event with Guinness, and the term sheet with the Explore St. Louis. I just have to come up with the down payment money. The down payment money is about $25,000 to lock in the date. But with a nonprofit organization, that could change. Chris and I talked about that. The proposal with Guinness was submitted back in 2014. So raising 12 grand to get Guinness officially involved is basically us coming up with multi-millions of dollars of advertisement, because Guinness will send out a press release to all of the top media that they will be involved with the St. Louis fundraising event, Guinness World Record attempt to combat the homeless problem. So I invite any and everyone here to consider, if you ever consider doing a Guinness World Record event in anything that you want to do it as a fundraiser, because more and more people are doing Guinness World Record events for fundraising. It could be a baseball game, it could be a dance, it could be baking the biggest cake, it could be anything, and it could benefit a great cause.
Absolutely. I think
Okay,
go ahead, Rick.
so that, I don't think that answered my question.
I don't think so either.
No, well, go ahead and repeat the question. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm trying to see how I can help you and help everybody, help us to get you to where you need to be, so that we as a community can move forward together maybe in this thing. I think the place to start is from my perspective anyway, is to take a look at the proposal and your plan for doing this. I'm getting what you're talking about. I'm kind of excited about the idea of it, but I'd like to be able to read what it is that you're talking about, where you're saying you need help with your proposal. I'm not sure what that is.
Basically what I'm saying is, because I've never done the online version of the event, I've done the live version of the event, but doing it as a virtual event now, it's just a little tweaking. I'm revising the proposal now, but I just wanted to know from anyone who has written proposals if they can offer some advice, or if they are a specific business that want to be included in the proposal, because that helps me get sponsors to come on board if we have other sponsors already on board. So basically everyone here is a sponsor, can be a potential sponsor. And I don't mind sending you the proposal that I already have. I'm just going to revise it to just simply say that the preliminary rounds of the event is now going to be a virtual event. And that's basically all I got to sit down and do.
Okay, so maybe some more clarification on being a sponsor would help as well.
Yeah, I've offered a sponsor deck for the live event, but that's what I'm doing now, is revising the sponsorship packet for the virtual part of the event. I don't have to change the.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Marshelle. We need to see something about what you're talking about. You're saying, I don't even know what a sponsor deck is.
Basically, it's offering you something for exchange for your monetary or in-kind donation. Basically, I've already pretty much did it by sending you these buttons, keychains, and magnets. That's just an example of what I can do for you as a sponsor. Like you asked me about making some of the other designs that you had in the group that you posted that picture of. And that's why I said, give me a call, because I can talk to you about how I can support you more through that design. That design could be as a logo on the back of the event t-shirt, okay? It could be a spot on one of my web pages, because I have a entertainment website with different types of entertainment on it. So that's one thing I can do. I can offer shout outs on social media. I can share your content. And also I shared a link to Perlude, and Chris joined that website yesterday, and I went in there and I made some amazing connections. Through that platform, I can share your content, and I can ask other people to support it as well. So there's so many different things I can do as for you supporting what I'm doing. And I've already done it by sending out the buttons, keychains, and magnets without you even doing anything.
Well, yeah, I know. And that's exciting. And okay, so I want to learn more. I've got your phone number. I just wrote it down, 314-243-6034.
Yes.
I really want to learn more about being able to participate in the whole thing you're doing there. I've talked to Chris a little bit about doing a podcast. I've talked to Sheehan about it. I'm not real sure what that is going to look like yet. I'm still thinking that through. But there's, I want to, as I continue to trudge along here with my message and what I want to do, I clearly need to do some of the same things you're doing, and I want to figure out how to do that. And I'm excited by this comedy thing, virtual and live. And if I can help with that, I think I'd like to find out how I can help with that. And of course, it'll help me too.
Well, I tell you one thing, even just like we're doing this Zoom meeting right now, just imagine if we had this meeting on a live social media platform. Each one of us could have our link to our donation site, and people could just simply donate. We could be doing this meeting right here live. We're actually doing an example of what the virtual event will be. Like you'll have, like where my name is, there'll be a comedian. Where Patricia's name is, there'll be a DJ. Where Kimberly's name is, there will be the host. And then the next screen, and the next screen, and the next screen. Because this platform that I just paid for already, I paid for it. I don't have much experience with it, but I do have Yolanda and I are both, learning from it. But if we have a technical person in the group, somebody who knows all of this online stuff, that would be great. That's a person stepping in to be a sponsor,
What's the platform? What's the platform?
I paid for StreamYard. I shared the link in the group, and then I introduced another platform called Restream. Restream, you can get over 30 platforms, and I'm not sure how many guests you can have on the screen, but it's similar to Zoom, but it's just you can reach more platforms. You just have to give the web access to allowing them to stream your meeting or your event. I mean, if you just go online and see all of these different events popping up with 4 and 5 to 10 or 15, 20 people, they're having conferences, they're having fundraising events. I mean, it's just a lot of people doing online things because you got the attention of so many more people now because of this lock-in, this quarantine.
Right. That is true. That is true. All right. Well, I very much would like to see your revised version, because I think that's where Rick might have been getting a little confused, because yes, I have all your documents about your live event, but what we're wanting right now is to be able to get some information about online sponsors. That should be less money. We should have an easy time getting them because we can get them from anywhere in the country. So, that's the kind of stuff that I think we're looking for. Now, we have had people raising hands while you're talking too. So I think Tegan and John were first. So Tegan and John, what's up?
Yeah, we were just going to mention something along the lines of a podcast, but she already mentioned that.
I guess similar to what Jerry Lewis does,
Yes.
How he has all kinds of different events. Yeah, because his was pretty popular, and I figure a model similar to that or something coordinated with that would be, I think.
Well, that's basically what it is. The event, when we do the live stream, we're asking people to support the mission. We're asking people to support the individuals. It's basically giving people basically, instead of it all coming to one organization to give to everyone else, people can give to who they want to give to.
There you go.
You enter into this event, we'll have your links. I'll have a direct link where people can go in and do a vote for the contestants. They can comment on what they think about the event. They can say, hey, I'm going to make one donation. Can you please share this donation with this person, or this person? But if everyone has their own individual link, and because I've already paid for the platform, I'm looking for the best voting service. That's why I'm having all these meetings with all these different companies. One company wants to partner with me already, and that's Myth AI, and that's the company that Yolanda introduced me to, who wants to take the phone calls and do the chat part. So I have to just figure out how we can align them in. But this is the most important. Anyone on here can make a phone call, especially if you know someone who is of a well-known or celebrity status. If we had one well-known person to be a part of this event, just to come and speak for 5 minutes, just imagine how many people will come and check out our event just because that person is there. This is why I'm asking for the sponsors to help cover costs, because I have quite a few comedians that I can say, hey, can you do this event for me for $500? And giving that person $500 will bring so many people. But I don't know if they will accept $500. But if we have a company that says, hey, I'll contribute $5,000 to the event, I'll contribute $10,000 to the event, that means I can go and get more products to advertise all of the sponsors. We can pay for t-shirts to be sent out to those who donate. We can pay for anything else that anyone here can think of that can be a marketing tool to promote those who supported us. So I'm just giving you all some examples, but we all here have the key. And I say this all the time. We all have the key to help get someone out of a homeless situation. So with the items that I've already sent out to everyone, like I said, the value is anywhere between $150 to $200 or more dollars, because someone gave me $100 for a button one time. And I used that money to cover the cost of my cell phone and you know, and any other expenses. So people may love the fact, I saw that Carla was on earlier. She popped in and popped out. The other Yolanda in the group, she has a nonprofit that helps homeless veterans. I sent her some buttons, keychains, and magnets. Everyone that I sent something to, I sent you more keychains than I did buttons or magnets. The buttons you can wear on your jacket or hat or whatever to advertise your brand. But when somebody donate to you, give them one of your keychains and say, thank you for supporting my organization and the Keychains for Keys campaign. If I can help you make a couple of $100, $100, $50, or whatever, then what? You can support. You can say, hey, let me help you pay for the streaming service, or hey, let me help you pay to get a host. Like I said, I just wanted to show everyone in the group what I can do, what I can bring to the table, and what I'm offering as an opportunity of being a part of this event I've been working on for over 10 years. Now this opportunity has made it even easier. This crisis has made pulling off this event easier. Much easier.
Okay, we do have hands raised here, so we need to continue to let people chat here. I think Chris was next. Chris, what's up?
Hello, everybody. I'm back. Okay. We have had some miracles go on in the past week since we've had our last discussion. Right there in Raleigh, there is a 9-story hospital being built. So I know the people on the phone right now know what I'm talking about. There's also 2 more jobs going on there that's bigger than the hospital. And they're all being done by a multi-billion-dollar construction company. And this company just donated all of their recycling for all of their jobs in the entire country to our program. And
that is huge.
It's huge. The jobs alone in Raleigh is $100 million in recycling.
Wow.
I made a deal with Walls Recycling in Raleigh, and what we're going to do is the steel material will go into their yard and it'll just be weighed in. Anybody in Raleigh can go to Walls and turn in material for Hope. It will, and instead of you getting $2 for your washing machine or whatever, if you even get that, you put that in there, 40 washing machines, I can build a house.
I love it.
So the thing is that we're doing this across the country. I'm going to get with every recycling. We've already sent out a thing through the National Steel Institute, and there's 5,300 recycling centers that got this update, but it is to open an account for Hope so every community can be involved, because I have the largest manufacturer of steel studs right now. They agreed with me this week to do this.
Wow.
They have 12 factories. They have nationwide distribution in every community. It's all local businesses that you are already supporting and working with. Your companies or businesses are working with. They will supply the material for the entire country for us to eradicate the homeless problem. And they will have that material in every community in the next 60 days.
Wow. That's huge.
We're going to build homes that will not burn, won't absorb water. They're stronger, termite free, mold resistant, seismic, recyclable, build them without a dumpster, build them cheaper than wood. And the best part is we're giving people an opportunity to have a great life. We're going to utilize all the organizations that are out there for those coaches. If you're trying to better somebody's life, you're a coach, whether you want to look at it that way or not. And we need to work on people's social skills, their mental problems, their substance problems, and their handicaps, and let those organizations use their resources for that, not trying to shelter or feed somebody. I'm working with the governor's task force in Georgia. I got a message yesterday from Atlanta. Atlanta now has the land and the funding to do my project. They are ready to kick it off. Atlanta wants to give us their recycling so we can start using the recycling in the city to do this. I met another company that turns waste into products. So they're taking the dump, the stuff that's going to the landfill, not the stuff I'm recycling, and they're making products with it. So we're going to be able to kind of utilize everything that we're doing. Instead of making a pile of dirt with our stuff and letting it decompose, we're going to use it and try to compose that paradise of life that we want to have, that we've never had. It takes unity to have a community, because if you don't, you're just common. But if you have a community or unity, community gives everyone an equal opportunity. Right now is the largest transfer of money ever in history. Now, do we want the banks to own all these houses? No. That is a fact. I do. That is one thing that kills us faster than anything is stress. And every one of us are stressing because we worry about whether we're going to get thrown out of our house in 30 days if we can't pay for it. We could take that away from our children, and their gray hair won't come in as fast. But also, we can work with our children and teach our 1st grade through 8th grade how to design the houses that the high school and the parole prisoners are going to build. Because it's those children in 1st through 8th grade, it's their communities, and they're going to be here the longest.
Right.
And we need to be a voice for our children. And I also, last year, I went to Sarasota, Florida, to the Braves training facility on the 4th of July, and I launched Hope in Florida. But I have the Atlanta Braves as a sponsor. So we were talking about a ball game or something like that. We could do something.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a possibility with this thing with Marshelle.
Someone did a Guinness World Record baseball game before, and that's a record that someone can actually attempt to break through Guinness. So just putting that out there, since you mentioned that.
All right.
And also, I wanted to say, when it comes to recycling, I don't know if you remember on the last meeting that all of these, when these venues open up, these major stadiums, think about all of the beer cans.
Oh yeah, the
that
recycling.
are also available, because I've thrown them away by cleaning up these stadiums and looked at all of the money that they were actually throwing away. So I just wanted to mention that.
That's why we got a hold of
yes. I mean, like so many cans. I was like, oh my God, can I just take this trash? Can I just take the trash?
That's the nice thing.
Yeah, he faded out.
We're gonna
We didn't hear what you said, Chris. We didn't hear what you said.
All right, can you hear me now?
I can hear Chris. It's Marshelle that keeps going out.
All right. We are going to start working. I've got cities across the country that have passed budgets and they're passing budgets right now, but they just passed a $17 million budget in San Jose, California for 500 tiny homes. Their plan was to use their city workers and build this in under a month. I got a hold of them the next day after they aired the story, and they've been in contact with me. The COO of the city's been in contact with me. They want to do this program. So they're switching their gears right now. They kind of put their brakes on this week because they were going to build it all out of wood. They don't need to. For one, California has a problem with earthquakes. This material is seismic. It will shake and not pull a nail out. So they like the idea. Everything was good. That's moving forward. I was on the phone call yesterday with Florida, and they have the money. This is what was said. It was kind of disgusting. It kind of made me sick, honestly. They said, well, the government gave us all this money and they told us we had to spend it. And y'all know how hard it is to spend to do something. And I said, and I came back on and I said, we need to stop band-aiding these sores. Well, they wound up pausing me because, you know, Habitat's on there. Everybody's on there. I mean, there was a lot of people on the phone call yesterday. And they asked me, the only question they asked me was, how did you get on this phone call? And I said, I'm invited by your city council. And they're on this phone call right now, and I'm not going to call out their names. I said, you just need to know that you have a solution. And I still want to use your Band-Aid, but I want to put stitches and antibiotics on it so this wound will never come back when we cover it with your Band-Aid.
Yep.
And that was all I said. I didn't go back on the phone call or anything else. What I did is I wound up getting off the call and I called the ABC News right there in their city. So they're doing a story. I sent them my stuff, and they're making that stuff come together. So the main thing, what we got going right here, right now, is every person in the country can be part of this miracle. When we just had Easter, right? And that was the resurrection of Jesus. And when that angel came down and it moved that big stone out from in front of the tomb and told them ladies that Jesus wasn't in there, to go to Galilee and you can see him. And when people went there, they actually got to feel him and touch him, but they got to see the miracle. Now we've got to hear about it, right? This time we get to see it, we get to feel it, and we get to be part of it, and we can continue to give our children a legacy that'll live on forever and change people's lives. We need to change it from inside. I want to ignite a fire in everyone's heart that water will never put out, but this be an inferno that will never burn you. And we have that opportunity. I have the largest manufacturer in the world saying, I'm behind you, but they want me to pay for those frames. So I got to pay for this material because all them businesses in your communities sell that material, but they sell it to commercial sites. They do not use this in residential building. Now, why would they do it in a commercial site? Because it's a better product. And we can build this, we can do this together, and we can feel it, we can see it, and you will always be part of it. And when we talk about what we're going to do when we leave this earth, this is the legacy that we're leaving. And we're going up. That's because that's the whole part, is we need to fix the dead inside of them. Every person has something dead inside of them. and it's time for a resurrection. And we have that ability right now, and it all happened this week.
I love it. Well,
Exactly.
thank you.
And what Chris was saying about all of the individuals who do what they do best, and that's basically what I'm just trying to do with this event is help those who do what they do best to raise the money that they need to help the people in a specific way. So if you are an organization that help people with cleaning up their credit, or help someone with mental issues, help someone with legal issues, if we have organizations out there that you know of, invite them to be a part of the collaboration, because we're all coming together to help each other raise money. Chris needs the majority of the money because he have to keep buying the product. So with what he's bringing to the table and what I'm bringing to the table through entertainment, and we all know a lot of people, you know, spend a lot of money on entertainment. So that's just basically what just the breakdown of what I'm doing for this event that I'm putting together. It's helping people raise money through entertainment. So that's the last I have to say. Anybody else need to ask me any questions, they can call me directly. I post it in the group, and I'll keep sharing in the group.
I did want to address something to you about your event. I have Maytag, Whirlpool, Kenmore, DeWalt, and Ryobi have stepped up to sponsor us, and they are going to be, they've donated 2,000 washers and dryers, 2,000 refrigerators and stoves, 10,000 air conditioners, 1,800 screw guns from DeWalt with their batteries and everything, so we can put this together.
OMG.
Okay.
OMG.
I want to reach out to them. They'll be the sponsors that we need for the money to pay for the events that we need to do down in St. Louis. I've got 600 businesses here in Central Illinois that support our charity, and you can do this in every one of your communities. I walked into a business, I would say, can I support your business? I'd like to advertise your business and get people to come in here. And instead of you paying for this, and like most marketing is, I said, I want you to pay for it when they come in and say, I'm a Hope supporter. That way, it's a win-win. You don't pay unless it works. But if it works, it's going to be wonderful. And you're going to make money, and you're going to raise money for us. You're going to get a tax write-off because I am a 501c3. And they said yes, every one of them. I did not get one business that said no to me. And it goes from heating and air, concrete, electrical, plumbing, buy a house, buy a car, get married, get buried, get your nails done, get your dog's nails done, get your hair cut, go buy hair. I don't care.
You should be in the competition.
Oh my goodness. We're gonna have to be wrapping this up here pretty quick, guys. I know Darlene had put a bunch of stuff in the chat, and she's been offering things like having people on her Blog Talk radio show. I know that she also has a platform for advertising where we could actually have a page on her website for each of the nonprofits to be able to put up those businesses like what Chris was just talking about. So, you know, we can do that kind of stuff. But Darlene, did you want to say anything before we get ready to close this out?
Well, each and every one of us have something to strut. So we're going to strut our stuff. And that's some of the things that we pull together with Peter and the Building Fortunes programs. And, you know, this is an awesome opportunity for us all to work together. Things that we've been working for many, many years to get together on in many areas, and we've got to pull it together. This is what I found when I started looking at this some 30, 40 years ago, is how do we network? How do we get all of these great works that are out there networking together? And Chris, I think I told you before to call me, and I know you did, and I haven't been able to get back to you, so keep calling me until I answer. One of the areas, you know, I have over 40 wash machines sitting out here in our salvage yard right now. Washing machines, dryers, cars. You know, we have been holding off, the recycle people have been holding off selling anything until the price went up. I think this is what we've been waiting for.
It is.
And I think that we can begin, because our county stopped doing recycling because we didn't have any place affordably to do this. I have a salvage yard sitting here right now that is ready to be, you know, it's like 10 acres of salvage. But I don't have, alone that's not much. But together there are plenty of salvage yards that would be willing to work together when we show them such a project. We can create local collection places and revitalize this recycling, reuse, recycle, because that's how I built the first homeless shelter program, was by people donating things that could be recycled. And that's what supported the first homeless shelter.
And now that's.
And I have 20 acres here that I'll donate to put into the project right now if we need to.
Let's rock, girl. Let's get it on.
Yep.
Love it. Love it. I love you all so much. I want to quickly show you all what I've made. These are Cheyenne. So you all can see the keychains that I made. For Cheyenne, I made her some magnets, and everyone else that has theirs will be coming in the mail. So these are made
You're breaking up.
You're breaking up, sweetie.
Anyone loses it, it may end up being recycled into flowers.
All right. Well, I hope everybody's got everybody's contact. Again, back down there at the bottom lower right hand corner of that chat box, if you click on the 3 little dots and it says save chat, you can save everybody's information that's in here. And I've had a couple of people, Chris, ask for your phone number.
Can you all hear me now?
I didn't see you. I didn't see you list your phone number, Chris. You want to do that?
I will do that right now. And I don't see the 3 little dots.
Can you all hear me?
I cannot. If somebody could send me all of this in an email, I'd appreciate it, because my phone is not letting me see the 3 dots so I can save the chat.
Okay, I
just put my phone number in there.
Yes, you did. Thank you very much. We got it. All right, good deal. Was there somebody who raised or wanted to ask something?
Hey, I just got a phone call from the manufacturing facility that's making the machine for me. So I do have a voicemail to listen to, but that might be telling me that that machine is ready to go.
Woo, that would be so cool. That would be so cool.
That machine produces 120 feet of material a minute. That is 1,500 square foot homes a day.
I don't see it either. And Chris.
Yes. We might have froze up. There we go.
Yeah.
Did somebody want to ask me a question?
You need to go and get that call taken care of, and then start.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
I'll call you.
Awesome.
Okay. I didn't know if you could hear me or not.
Yeah, this is definitely the way to build Garden of Eden around the planet. We've been waiting for something like this.
Absolutely. It's coming together and we're all excited. So thank you all for being here today. And again, if anybody, I've definitely got the chat downloaded. If anybody can't figure out how to do that and wants all this information, just reach out to me and I'll send it through email or messenger or whatever.
Please.
So that everybody's got it. So let's keep the conversations going. And 2 weeks from today, I intend to be back here. So we need to come back with updates and
can I
how
make
to
a
help.
suggestion? I didn't mean to interrupt you. Can I make a suggestion real quick?
Sure.
Let's do this once a week. Let's don't wait 2 weeks. I've got these factories for 60 days. I don't want to wait 14 days and lose 14 days of 60.
Wow. We won't be able to do the same time. I have another meetup group at this time on alternate dates.
Chris, let's you and I get together and we can have these every day.
That sounds good. That's what I need conversation every day. Change things need to be moving on a daily basis right now. And one thing is I love Marcelle's change stuff. But
Yeah.
we will, and that's fine. I just wanted to suggest maybe we do something on a weekly basis instead of an every 2 week basis, or just because there's just so much going on and we don't have a whole lot of time. Because when this releases and everybody can go back home, out to work, they're going to be having to take all that material to those commercial job sites again. Right now, they're not doing that.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I heard Darlene say she was going to connect with you on that. So if you guys can start something on a daily basis, if you have a conference call or whatever, other people there, can't hear you, Marshelle.